Hi, my name is Ian Gack with Exploswing, and in this video we're going to go over the wheel turn drill. This is a great drill to help hitters feel better loading patterns and working towards getting into a good slot position. But how you're going to perform the drill, first you need a bucket lid, a 10-pound plate, a basketball, a medicine ball, a soccer ball, something to turn. I like bucket lids the best though. They usually have these little flaps that you can grab as handles, which is good. Second, you got to make sure you're gripping it correctly. A lot of times I work with hitters doing this drill and they want to grab the bucket lid like this, right? Fingers over the front of the lid. Well, if we're grabbing a bat, we don't grab it this way, right? We're going to grab it this way. We're going to stack our hands. Palms are going to be facing towards each, or they would be facing towards each other, but our hands are stacked, right? So that's how I want to grip it when I'm gripping the bucket lid as well. Next, we're going to just get into our regular hitting stance, okay? So however you normally stand, right? If you have open stance, closed, whatever you do, get into your normal stance, have your hands in your normal position. And when we make our first move, when we go to load, we kind of want to feel like we're going to turn the wheel. So we're going to turn into our backside, loading into my backside, right? So if you see my other videos, I always talk about in and back, right? I either give you the thought process of knob into the armpit, elbow in and back, shoulder blade in and back, thinking shoulder blade to the spine. Same actions here, okay? So I'm loading in, I'm turning in as I move forward, okay? So I'm just gonna go and turn in to toe touch, okay? But once I get the toe touch, my heel starts to come down. Now I'm gonna start to turn back. Turn in, turn out, right? So I'm turning in to out, or turn in, turn back, right? Turn in, turn back. So one thing you wanna keep in mind is that you would have a bat in your hand with this, right? So another thing hitters tend to do with this is tend to turn too far and they'd be dumping the barrel, right? So keep in mind that you have the bat in your hand. So if I'm going to turn in, right, I'm turning into that good 45-45, right? Get into that good hitting position. Turn in, turn out, right? And keep in mind, I got my barrel. It should still be up in this position, right? So turning in, turning back, but that barrel's staying up. It's not turn in, turn out too early. Now I'm dumping the barrel, right? I'm sending energy the wrong way. I want to be able to store energy into that barrel for as long as possible until I release it into the baseball, okay? So it's gonna be turn in, turn out, right? And if you have a short bat or just even your regular bat, it's not a bad idea to kind of grip it as you're turning the bucket. But you don't need the bat for the drill, right? But it's just something to keep in mind. So I'm gonna turn in, turn out. Turn in to toe touch, turning out to heel plant. I'm just working to get to a good slot position. Another thing to think about with this drill is to not overdo it with the front elbow coming up too early, right? So as we get into toe touch, we're loading in, and as I start to turn out to slot, my elbow is gonna start to move a little bit, right? Some hitters don't really move it at all, but it's really easy with this drill to start thinking, okay, turn out. Now we're gonna start to chicken wing, dumping the barrel, and we're starting to have our path be too loopy, and we're working up too steep through the zone, opposed to getting to a good position that we want to get to before we turn to bat lag and to contact and finish our swing. So it's gonna be turn in to turn out. Another thing to think about with this drill is to make sure that you're not pushing the hands, right? And letting your hands come forward too soon with this. So that's another thing that a lot of hitters will do. So they'll start to turn in and turn out, and they'll start going this way, right? So my hands start to come inside that shoulder, we start to get into a push. So a good way to combat that, or to kind of work on that, is think about keeping the hands back and let everything just work underneath your hands, and your hands are going to stay relatively still. Or grab a band, just a really light stretch band. This is just like a 10-pound band, 5-pound band, right? And put the band in your front hand, right? So I like it on the front arm so we can feel the stretch across the back of the front shoulder, keeping those hands in a good position. And from here, you're just gonna load, turn in to turn out, turn in, turn out, but keeping the tension on the band the same, constant. If you're feeling a lot more tension come into the band, then you know you're pushing forward. Or if you start to feel the tension start to loosen up, that means you're kind of pushing your hands back too much. And we don't want to do that, right? So turn in, turn out, just kind of feeling your hands stay in place, all right? And then you can drop the band and start to feel the hands work, staying still, and letting everything work underneath, okay? And then from there, just take your regular bat and just start to feel the same actions, right? So I'm gonna turn in, turn out, turn in, turn out, right? Keeping that barrel up. Great drill to do in front of a mirror, or flip your phone around or your iPad around or whatever you got, wherever you got, put on like selfie mode. You can just see yourself, but it's really good to see and feel and get that visual feedback. All right, and that's the wheel turn drill. Great drill to do, incorporate into daily drills. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out exploswing.com.